What's up, Rejects? What's up? So, wanted to give a quick TLDR explanation on the patch which dropped today. I had quite a few games on it. Played it mainly on Damnation and maybe one or two games on Heresy, simply because of wanting to sprucing things up. But from what I've noticed, so let's go from up and down the list. So, Psyker's getting a nice little buff to their Soul Blaze or his Flak Armor. I played with quite a few Psykers today. They use that stuff routinely. Like, it was just Soul Blaze here, Soul Blaze there. And I'll be honest, I don't know what this does, but apparently it increases the fire stacks. So, more damage to the Psyker. Overall good, because Psyker needed a lot of love after the beta, because they gutted the poor guy. Now, one of the bigger changes, well, not this one, tweak the hit zone priority of the Combat Axe MK2. Nah, not that big of a significant change. You may notice it if you've been using it very regularly, but to my opinion, it's kind of nothing really substantial. This, however, the plasma gun, I've been seeing, like, I personally don't have yet a plasma gun that I can use, but I might craft one just for the sake of it. But venting damage is now absorbed by Toughness at 3 times the rate, meaning you no longer get to damage yourself by overheating. Fantastic. Now your Toughness gets to take the damage for you, which doesn't really matter because the whole point is for you to just vaporize the elites. So there you go. An absolute buff. And another buff, the plasma gun now ignores hit zone multipliers for anything that is not a monstrosity. What does that mean? It means if you shoot the plasma gun into the toe of a gunner, he's gonna take the full damage and get obliterated. Not like before where you had to hit him on the critical points or dead center just to do anything. So, and overall buff. This means that is now damage bulwarks through their shields, exactly, and body shots on enemies will not be blocked by their limbs. So, finally, this weapon is useful. And I personally will try to get a good one. Didn't have the time to make one, but I'll craft one. Just to see how great it is. But I haven't seen a lot of veterans in the games that I played just spamming this gun, so it must be good. It was on Damnation. Further down, this is my favorite part because I always enjoy seeing changes to the actual enemies if they are in need of some. Let's begin with the Pox Hounds, everybody's favorite dog. Added lag compensation to Pox Hound pounce attack to make it easier for players with higher ping to dodge their attacks. Now, me personally, I have not seen any difference to this because I don't have issues with ping, though maybe some other player can give their thoughts about this if they have high latency. But I can safely say that the Pox Hounds are still erratic as the day they were conceived in beta and after beta. So no changes to that. Reduces the pause between spawns of other enemies while Pox Hounds from the hunting grounds condition are active on higher difficulty. So, without even reading what the dev note says, because I saw it in the game, this means that during the hunting, the hunting grounds, so during the event where all those dogs spawn and just rush you, that means all other special enemies can rush you as well. So you can also get Poxbursters, you can get some Mutants, you can get some Tox Flamers, some Scav Flamers. You get everything. Everything. I even had an instance where we had the Beast of Nurgle, like we aggroed it, and during that time, because we were also doing Shock Gauntlet, we kept getting specials, like we kept getting flame boys, we kept getting the big mutants, we kept getting dogs. It was a madhouse. It was absolute madhouse. But yeah, no longer there's a pause in Heresy and Damnation difficulty. So anything on Heresy and Damnation, you're just gonna see a huge clump of enemies, specials, Ogrins, whatever. We we had a game of like 6 crushers into the mix. It was insane. So that just spikes up the difficulty, which I'm all for. That's great. Great to see. Because the game is, at a certain point you'll get to know where enemies spawn from, what to expect, so adding this into the mix definitely shakes things up. Moving down, reduce the melee stagger resistance on Poxbursters during their lunge animation so that melee attacks can stagger Poxbursters more reliably. Now, I have been hitting consecutively the Poxbursters with my melee attack. I would say 8 out of 10 times. The 9th time is when my team shoots it for some reason when I'm nearby. Oh well, happens. And I had an instance where he jumped. I tried to push him. It didn't register, so I got imploded. And this thing here, Poxbursters, they can reset their stagger immune time when they lunge at players. Now, either this is either I'm reading this wrong, or what happened to me is intended, but it means that their immune time, once they jump, it gets reset. So if I hit him exactly as he jumps, I won't be able to push him back, but if I hit him a second later, maybe? I don't know, needs a bit more... It's a little bit more of a testing to see if it's consistent, but in my games, I hit him 8 out of 10 times. Didn't see a difference to this, so... From what I heard, this should have been fixed on a previous patch, but it didn't, so maybe this time it will be fixed so we won't have to deal with these problems. Oh well. Changes to mutants, the big boys. Tweak the mutant charge... Tweak the mutant charge turn values in order to avoid instant turns. So, I can compare it to yesterday's session when I played. So yesterday, those mutants were doing drifts on the parking lot of a supermarket. They were just doing donuts, like instant 180 turns and smashing you into the wall. This should no longer be the case based on this text. I haven't been seeing any erratic behavior from the mutants, only the dogs, but hey, the dogs are from hell. So that seems to be fine. Tune mutant navigation to be a bit smoother. Tune mutant rotation speed to be a bit slower, allowing for easier dodging. I have noticed that it's a bit easier to dodge them now. And maybe there's also a secret hotfix to the lag compensation, but compared to before this patch, I think it's a lot easier to dodge them now. So a straight up nerf, and increase mutant stun time when hitting walls from 3 seconds to 3. But yeah, so they essentially nerfed the mutants. Was that uncalled for? I would say the mutants are, if at a certain point you will always expect when to dodge them, so this will just make it easier. I wouldn't say it's that much of a game changer. They're not the main thing that wipes your team. No, they're not. Other fixes and tweaks. Oh boy, I hope it's server stability. Implemented change to the vote kick. Huh? This will now displays a notification instead of a pop-up. Added measures to counter players' ability to spam vote kick. Well, apparently, if you're an asshole, you always find a way to be an asshole. It is what it is. I have not personally encountered this problem of people just spam kicking the vote, but if it was an issue, so they fixed it. Added full toughness recovery when players get revived from being knocked down in order for the rescued player to have some space to get back into the action. Also to that, added a 5-second spawn grace when players spawn where enemies can't see them and they're invincible. So this is great. This is also great. Once you get picked up, you get full toughness, so you don't just get tapped immediately when you get picked up. That's great. And this one is just for quick play because you, me, everybody who has made the mistake of clicking quick play has been thrusted into a game where action is happening, you're in the middle of it, and you just get demolished from all sides, you just die. So this fixes it, gives you enough time to react, get into cover, and start blasting those heretics. But yeah, overall, not a bad patch. I'm a bit personally sad that I didn't see more notes about fixing the server stability or the disconnects, because there are still disconnects. I'm not sure if it's related to the video card. I have a decent one, and this is the only game that disconnects me from just starting the game or launching it. Like it even malfunctioned my camera for 1 second, which didn't make sense. But anywho, hopefully in the next patch we'll get more stability and they may fix the Pox Hounds. But until then, we keep on blasting. Cheers and good evening.